What's up, guys? The boys, 22K13. I'm going to talk about 10 worrying signs of desperation in WWE current product. The investment in the WWE network was always going to put WWE under pressure. However, even the most cautious of observers are surprised at just how much the company has struggled in the past year. The problem is twofold: creative and commercial. From the business perspective, the network was expensive to implement and it cannibalized WWE's previous successes in pay-per-view. As such, a consistent break-even point of around 1 million subscribers had been necessary. WWE hit that million around the Royal Rumble and updated it to 1.3 million around WrestleMania 31. But that doesn't tell the real story. The number is thought to be a lot lower than that, with the million plus subscribers only coming in for a WWE highly anticipated Rumble and Mania event. The real number is most likely back under a million right now. The recent actions of the company are suggestive of a sense of desperation. There's a level of fan baiting that hasn't been seen in a very long time. You have to ask yourself, why? In the short term, yes, some of the recent WWE actions are good for us fans, but the haste in recent creative and business decisions is perhaps a long-term recipe for disaster. Here's the proof that WWE are in a panic with the WWE network and their wider business nook. Number 10. The Rust King of the Ring. The first major sign that WWE was getting jittery over the network was when they suddenly booked a Rust King of the Ring tournament at the end of April. This aired live on the network as a way of getting fans to stay signed up to the service. However, the original intention had been for it to play out over a number of weeks. Instead, it ended up playing out over a couple of days. Why did WWE hacking it up so much? Panic over the dropping subscriber count is the probable answer. Yes, WWE should be applauded for presenting reasons to keep subscribing to the network, but when something is presented in such a rushed manner, it ultimately ends up meaning nothing. It was literally over before some fans even realized it was happening. WWE had announced it just a few days before, did some rush qualifier on Raw, then breezed through the semi final in less than an hour on the network. Bad News Barrett won a meaningless tournament. Number 9. A sudden Elimination Chamber show. The addition of a WWE Network special Elimination Chamber show is exciting, but scratch just beyond the surface, and it is pretty worrying. The Chamber was traditionally one of WWE's biggest shows. To bring it back on a whim, it is a sign that WWE are throwing everything at retaining network subscribers. And make no mistake about it, the show truly has been booked on a whim. That's why WWE had to cancel a house show that up until last week was booked for the Chamber date. Granted, the fans win to an extent, and Owen vs. Cena is set to be awesome. But overall, how much thought can WWE have really put into all of this? The show was only announced on the 11th May, and it would come only 14 days after the Payback event. Another 14 days after that, we have the Money in the Bank event. This type of booking never worked out in the long term. Rush Bill are really productive of good performance. The entire booking of this chamber show is just one big ploy for the network. Number 8. Free month of May. Part of the reason for the King of the Ring and Elimination Chamber in May is that it has been yet another free month for new subscribers. The idea is to get people hooked with the notion that the network is replete with regular must-see content. but the fact that WWE keeps returning to the 3-month strategy is worrying. It is almost like they are begging fans to try out the network. There is unstoppable desperation in that. It's also annoying the loyal fans who have been paying for a long time. Why not reward the subscribers who are engaged? You also have to question the logic of the 3 months. Sure, the strategy worked at first. It added a wave of new subscribers last November. But you didn't get on board then. You probably not much of a WWE fan and won't be signing up now. The whole 3 months seemed desperate. Number 7. Studying push of NXT. Isn't it funny that WWE barely mentioned NXT at all during the first year of the WWE Network? The live special would come and go, with barely a hint of promotion on Raw or SmackDown. How times change. All of a sudden, WWE push of NXT has gone through the roof. It is as if somebody on the main show has only just discovered it and decided that it needs to be sold a lot stronger to the casual audience. It is, of course, just another obvious attempt to get interest in the WWE Network. In the space of a matter of weeks, we've seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens getting put over strong on Raw, with the commentary team repeatedly pushing the upcoming special. That's something they barely did in the past. It is what they should be doing, but it's also a sign that WWE are feeling the need to sell the network harder. Number 6. Owens vs. Cena as fan bait. This is one huge slice of fan baiting, taking a legend of the Indies and putting him against the poster boy of the WWE. As expected, it has gotten the internet buzzing, but this is something that the WWE would never have played up to a few years ago. It is a sign of the time, an indication that WWE feel they need to do more to engage the internet wrestling community. After all, in theory, the IWC are potential WWE Network subscribers, but many are put off by WWE childlike products. There's now this olive branch out to the IWC by putting one of their guys against Cena. It is a notable shift in strategy. Cena vs. Owens is going to be cool, but see it for what it is. A WWE sweep at getting and maintaining network subscribers. The thing is, this type of booking can't be maintained. It is a grab for now, which will only disappoint later. Number 5. The string of rushed and pathetic network shows. Things were looking up for the WWE Network when the company announced a string of new regular shows after WrestleMania. Culture Shock was one that looked promising, anxious by the charisma of Corey Graves. But then when fans tuned in to the first episode, it was only 8 minutes long. It was less of a show and more of a YouTube short. This is hardly the kind of stuff to entice subscribers, and it has in fact made the network look low class. Unfiltered with Renee Young is another one. Just way too short to even be considering a show. Plus, the premises and overall presentation of Unfiltered is lame. As for Jerry Springer Network show, someone needs notifying that it's 2015, not 1995. The end result of what should have been a positive rollout of shows is in fact a rushed job of pushing cheap and short YouTube-style filler. WWE Desperation has ended up cheapening the network. Number 4. Dean Ambrose booking. Dean Ambrose is a talented worker, but his recent push literally came out of nowhere. WWE had planned on a super threat of Rollins, Orton, and Reigns at Payback. The cable ad had already been shot, but then out of the blue, Ambrose was added to the equation in the fortnight before. He now also got a title shot at Elimination Chamber. It is just a little random. This time a month ago, he didn't figure at all in these sorts of plans. So what that tells us is that WWE have abandoned long-term strategy and are just going with what can pop an instant attention grab. That worked out for Ambrose in the short term. But where does that leave him in the longer term? 2 title shots and 2 losses to Rollins? Number 3, Lana. This has to be one of the most unsuitable face turns ever executed. Lana started enjoying the crowd attention and Rusev started to blame her for his defeat. The payoff, she randomly comes out and kisses Dolph Ziggler. It doesn't really make that much sense and is a bit underwhelming. Ziggler is a great worker, but he's also a mid-card guy who never truly matters. This is a step backward for Lana, not the advancement that she deserves. It didn't even mean that much on the night. Hello? It don't even mean that much on the night, so just imagine how little it could mean a few weeks from now. Unless, of course, WWE is playing a smarter hand all along, with the swerve being that Lana is still heel and plotting to set Ziggler up for a hit from Rusev. Number 2, the Undertaker on the Steve Austin show. The recent announcement of the return of the Steve Austin show to WWE Network was welcome. It was also great to book him with guests like Paul Heyman, Hulk Hogan, and Sting. But to also book The Undertaker as a guest, that's awesome for us fans. But it is also a huge sign of desperation from WWE. They sacrificed the enigma of Taker for a one-night grab. This is a wrestler who doesn't even attend the Hall of Fame ceremony. He's not the kind of guy who just rock up in jeans and a t-shirt to talk about backstage shenanigans. To be deploying a big gun like this on the network, it is a sign that WWE really are panicking about maintaining that subscriber number. Yes, it will be great to watch, but it is a one-off thing. It doesn't help WWE that much in the long run. And number 1, rushing the authorities back. This is perhaps the most worrying sign of desperation in WWE current product. It also says a hell of a lot about the fans. Following on from the dismissal May 4th Raw, the lowest non-holiday, non-football season episode of Raw since 1997, WWE rushed Triple H back onto television. They then had Stephanie return on the May 18th Raw. In WWE mind, this is because the authority equals ratings. There's a pattern that seems to suggest that when they not on ratings, ratings tumble. When they are on, like the May 18th show, ratings are up. The worrying thing is the method to WWE is that the authority are what we want to watch. But for many of us, the truth is the exact opposite. So steady yourself, because we look to be set for a summer of authority be set for a summer of authority storyline as WWE looked to improve ratings and network numbers. The irony is, none of the things going on right now are a long-term solution. All of WWE moves are for short-term gain. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.